This is going to be your November read. Chiron will be in retrograde all of this month. And as always, if you like this reading, if you were moved by it, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and any donations can be made. That information is in the About section. So Leo, let's see what's going on for you this month. I know 2019 has been a really interesting year. And as we wrap it up, we want to try to make sure that you have what you need to complete the rest of the year in a successful way. So Leo, there may be some issues with partnerships. This could be family, it could be relationships. Not feeling like there's an equal amount of give and take, and that has been something that's been showing up for the collective in November. Feeling as if somebody is really kind of taking your power away. And this may have been something that you really believed in. This could have been a career path. This could have been an investment. This could have been a relationship. And somewhere in November, if it hasn't happened already, there's a hard stop. It's not something where it's leading up to the end. It's not something where this was leading up to that conclusion. There's just a really abrupt cut in the energy. You may have been waiting on some news about this, and either you didn't hear what you wanted to, or you may have found something out where there was a big blow-up, a big argument, a big realization on your part that this had to stop and was not going to be what you initially thought. All right, this is a situation where all of your energy has been drained. Just a complete turning over of your world. There was a lot of communication about lost opportunities prior to this. This could have been texts flying back and forth. It could have been there could have been emails where this was a hot, fast break, and you definitely feel like your talents, your time, what you brought to the table was all wasted. There may have even been a lot of false promises made. This could have been a third party that you found out about abruptly, or it could have been you realizing that whatever promises you were being made, there was going to be no follow-through. It was just a lot of sort of pie in the sky sort of stuff. Yeah, this was not an issue that you needed to go inside of yourself and contemplate on. It was a very cut and dry issue. There was really something done that was very obviously wrong. It wasn't a gray area, it was black and white. Some of this could have been happening if there was a third party or something with a relationship where this person would always say, I'm going out with my friends, I'm going out with my friends, and that's, and you were trusting about it, but if this was business, you know, there may have been a lot of promises about meeting up with new people, making new connections, and that never happened. A lot about, there's a lot of sort of deception in here by the other person, and trying to keep their lies straight. And really taking advantage of someone who was trusting. Yeah, a lot of turning of the wheels. There may have even been promises of a new start. We're going to start all over. It's going to be great. Just trust me. I think there were some signs earlier on, some red flags, and you may have just turned away. After you had a conversation, honestly expressing what your concerns were, and this person really blew it off and said, don't worry about it, it's going to be fine. We're going to have a fresh start. Some conversations in here about money and how everything would be better. Yeah, and I do see the communication here. And for the one concern you brought up, this person came back with 10 reasons why you should forget it. You know, if you said to them, I saw you somewhere, or you're not paying these bills, or this business proposition isn't working out, they came back with 10 reasons why you should forget it, and just let it blow over. You know, I was there because my sick aunt fell over, and then I had to train myself immediately to be a fireman on the spot, and I was just tied up with all of that. And then after that, we went out for drinks to celebrate my success. And you're like, well, you know, you were only gone for 2 hours. And they're like, yeah, I did it all then, don't worry about it. You know, that kind of thing. This person constantly had ideas about how to move you off track. And they looked like little things, but again, it looked like all of a sudden there was some sort of a blow up in November. This person was always 2 moves ahead of you, always 2 moves ahead. But really sucking up your resources. And you may not have realized it at the time. Yeah, see what we have here. This is somebody really getting burned. They knew what they were doing, though, so want to be really careful about that. Yeah, let's go a little bit. You know, and sometimes, you know, it's a good thing to trust people. That's not a bad thing. And sometimes we give it to the wrong person. I know there are a lot of videos now that talk about narcissism and you can do this and you can do that, but the reality is sometimes you'll just give your trust to the wrong person and it's just the wrong person. And there are a lot of good people out there and some of them aren't, and I think we tend to remember the negative first. Yeah, just a lot of going in a circle with these ridiculous conversations that you knew were not good. So again, I think what I'm seeing here is that you might want to investigate at some point in November the realization that you just gave your trust to the wrong person, and that's okay sometimes, Leo. It's a real blow to our pride, and you know, if the relationship is completely dissolved, there's some picking up of the pieces, but you know, what I think, you know, the cards are talking about and focusing on, you know, were your good deeds in the situation. Yeah, there's a real, this is third-party stuff. It's third-party stuff and then a complete turning around of your perception of this person. You know, I would focus on that, though. That this was somebody else's problem. You were not less than. You didn't do anything wrong. You weren't foolish for not seeing it earlier. What I want you to focus on is that somebody else's negative or unfair or cruel actions are on them, not you. It has nothing to do with you. You know, also coming up, Leo, you may want to take a look at your finances. Make sure you have them in order. If this was somebody who affected your money in some way, whether it be business or a relationship where you may be parting ways with this person, you really want to take a look at your finances. and make sure they're in order so that you have what you need to move forward. Forgiveness is your card. You know, that's part of what we were discussing just a minute ago. You know, I don't want you to focus so much on giving this to the other person. I want you to focus on forgiving yourself, because we tend to be so hard on ourselves when these situations come up, and it does not serve us at all. Or there's another frame of thinking right now about forcing yourself to forgive someone else because that's how you can heal. I don't really think that's always a reasonable ask. You know, it just isn't. So I want you to think about forgiving yourself. That's what we're here to do, is guide you and move you through these periods so that you can be your best self. As always, Leo, you can leave comments down below. Be supportive and kind to each other. I want you to have the very best November you can have. We'll talk to you soon.